Hello boys and girls, today we have here Gerber Strongarm. This one is in a coyote brown color, but it does come in three colors: the black, the coyote brown, and foliage green, I think. It's not OD green for sure, it's like something forest. I think it's foliage green or something like that. But yeah, it looks like OD green to most of you. So I personally think the coyote brown is the best looking option out there. And what is this knife? What is, well, first of all, it's Gerber. Gerber, that should be enough said right there. But second of all, it's Gerber Strongarm. So this knife is proudly made in USA, in Portland, Oregon, from 420 HC steel. So I don't even know where to start, because I've never had Gerber knives featured on this channel. This is the first one, and I'm starting strong. I'm starting big. This is the best-selling fixed blade fixed knife from Gerber, and for a good reason. Two reasons mainly. First reason is the Gerber company, an American company that's been around since 1939. And second reason is what this knife is. It's a bomb-proof tank of a knife, full tank survival knife that will survive anything. So and these are the two reasons. That's, that should be enough for this to be a very well selling product. So the price for this is $99 and some cents. Let's call it 95 cents. If you go to Gerber website, that's what it's going to be. And then you can opt for some personalization. You can get some designs on the blade, or some writing, your name, whatever. You can make it yours at no extra charge. Also, if you go to Amazon, the price of this knife is going to be as well about $99 and some cents. And all these companies that are the stores that are selling you this knife, they will be able to personalize it for you as well. This knife is easy to personalize, I guess. Now, speaking about company Gerber, it's mind-boggling that this company has existed since 1939. An American company making knives and other products as well. They do a lot of different stuff, multi-tools, kitchen equipment, whatever. But definitely knives. 1939, that's the beginning of World War II. Think about, like, historically, how much things you have to survive, how many things have to go right for you to stay here, to continue doing what you do, and to thrive, and to make American-made products for an acceptable price of $99, something that anybody living in the United States and abroad can afford, if you really want to, So, so like the timeline is 80, so they're going to be celebrating 86 years this year in 2025. So what are they doing? What have they done? So they must have done something right. And I just want to, give Gerber credit for where credit is due. I mean, they're still here. They're still doing this. I know that they provided knives for soldiers, hunters, tradesmen over the years. Usually they make knives like task specific. For example, this knife was introduced in 2017. However, it's an evolution of the knife that they originally made for the army it was, I believe it was BMF, like big military fighter, something like that, which they developed specifically for the army, and that was in 1987. If you know what was happening in 1980s, in 1982, a movie, Rambo First Blood, came out, and Rambo, he had a knife, not unlike this. It would be larger. I believe BMF had about 8 inches of blade. I don't know, maybe this much, let's call it, right? So it would have a saw back or a plain edge in the back. You guys remember the blade of Rambo, right? This blade has inspired a lot of action in the knife world. Primarily, I remember reading about the Boker designer, the Dietmar Pohl, that he saw that movie when he was 16 years old, and that shaped his entire future. He came home and he started just making designs for blades, and he became a knife maker. He was impressed by that movie, the Rambo First Blood, and actually Dietmar Pohl made a knife for the 5th movie in a series, when he was already a renowned a knife designer with a world recognized name. He made the knife for Rambo Last Blood. I actually have it somewhere here. So this is the knife that Dietmar Pohl made for the 5th movie, Rambo Last Blood. 36 years after the first movie came out, this guy saw the first movie, he was inspired, he became a renowned knife maker around the world, and he made his dream come true. He met up with Sylvester Stallone, and he made the knife that was featured in the last movie of the series, Rambo Last Blood, which is amazing, inspiring story. So as you can see, there was a knife craze of the 80s, of the survival blades, survival knives, and Gerber was right there at the edge, at the cutting edge, no pun intended, of those events, and they were making that knife. So this one is kind of, it's not called BMF anymore, it's called Gerber Strongarm. However, it's the final, so to speak, evolution of that design, of their original design, and of the end of the like survival knife craze of the 80s. But it's a knife for today. It was introduced in 2017. I guess it's about 8 years ago. It's the best-selling fixed blade knife from Gerber, right? So that's just put something in a perspective for you. You know how it all plays out through the history, and why the importance of a knife like this. So Gerber, did not just start like with making this. They were innovating throughout the history. Like, they wouldn't be here if they did not innovate, if they were not staying on the cutting edge of knife designs and everything. So they were actually, like, I read about them back in the time when where knives, we didn't know much. The knives were made with a pewter, which is alloy of lead handles, and Gerber decided, they're not going to use pewter. They started making aluminum cast handles and steel blades, and today a lot of knives are made that way, but Gerber were there first. So I just want to give credit where credit is due. So that's where it got us. Around 1981, Pete Gerber introduced the LST. It's called Light, Smooth, Tough Knife, right? So what was the claim to fame of that knife? It was a knife that had a glass-filled nylon handle and, a steel blade. And they still, sell that knife today. And if you look around, like, let's say this is the Benchmade Mini Adira. It's got a glass-filled nylon scales and a steel blade. All this was started back in the day by Gerber. And they still sell that knife today. And I think it's a good idea that they still sell it today. It's a reminder to other companies that Gerber was here first. And I just want to give credit where credit is due. So they kind of changed the knife market forever. And now the competitors are doing that, their own versions of that, so to speak. So they were also first to make the retractable pliers. They have a design called multiplier. I don't have multiplier, but I have this Leatherman OHT, which is a competitor brand. And Gerber was first to do this. You have a retractable, I cannot speak today. You have a retractable plier head, that goes in, hides in, and it gives you kind of an advantage because you can operate it with one hand, right? And that's what the name OHT means from Leatherman, one hand tool, right? So they kind of saw what Gerber was doing and they tried to capitalize, which I think this tool is great. But I just want to give credit where credit is due and say that Gerber got there first and they're still making their multiplier. You can still go and buy it. And you should, if that's what you want. I mean, I have this, but this is discontinued. It's not the original design by Leatherman. I mean, it is original design by Leatherman, but they did not come up with this idea. Gerber did, right? And finally, I just want to mention something else that Gerber did for us, for all of us in the knife industry. They came up with a so-called BOSS tag, BOSS, which is balls of stainless steel, right? So, and basically what that means is they started using the ball bearing system in a cage on their knives. Like this is Benchmade Narrows, right? It's got a ball bearing over here system with a caged from nylon, but and it provides for a very smooth opening. However, let's keep in mind that Gerber was the first company who came up with that idea, and they came up with their knife, which was called Fastball, which is a good name for that. And they're still selling that knife, and I think they should, because that's just to remind everyone that they were here first, innovating, and now all the other companies are doing that as well. Like I mentioned, this Benchmade Narrows, which is one of the top of the line and very expensive knives from Benchmade, is benefiting from that technology, from those ball bearings over there inside, right? So, can we get back to the discussing of the knife on hand? I think yes, we should. So this is a tank of a knife. It's if the bomb hits this knife. I was watching some videos online about this knife, and there was a Dutch bushcraft blades or something like that. No, the Dutch bushcraft knives, I guess. So their most requested video was to do a Gerber Strongarm, and they did, and they said we didn't want to do it because of this inferior steel, 420 HC. We like expensive knives, we like exotic steels, we don't want to do this cheap, crappy steel. And I'm using their words. I would never say anything like that about 420 HC. 420 HC is a toughness goat. It's the toughest steel out there. It absolutely has zero negative things, especially when it's thick like this. And I was actually trying to find out how thick this blade is, and gee, this is thick. So it's probably as thick as a Benchmade Narrows. What do you guys think? So I actually, in one place it said that it's a 1/4 inch thick. I don't know, that sounds like a stretch. Quarter inch is like 6.3 millimeters. It's definitely 5 millimeters thick, definitely. I don't know if it's 6.3, but I know that Benchmade Narrows is a quarter inch thick. And what do you think? Are they about the same? If they are the same, then you should believe that this blade is a quarter inch thick, which is awesome. And it's a full tang blade. What it means is this steel goes all the way through the handle and comes out in the back here in the form of a pommel. And you can pommel something if you need to do that. Like you can use it as a glass breaker or breaker of anything else that needs breaking. In fact, these Dutch bushcraft knives channel, they were trying to break this knife and they failed. And they said it that, you know, each next test that they were doing, they said, okay, well, it didn't break here, but it's definitely gonna break on the next one. Okay, it didn't break on the next one, but it's definitely gonna. They shot this with bullets, and it didn't break. They batoned it into bricks, and it did not break. In fact, when they were doing their bushcrafting stuff, so when they originally started testing it, they noticed that it's not cutting paper very well. And I'm just testing it, and it cuts all right. I mean, for a quarter inch thick blade, look, it's not so bad. It's not so bad, right? But they gave it like 5 or 6 out of 10. They said, that's why we don't test these crappy knives, because they are not as good. However, then they were like really abusing this knife for a while, and they went back to cutting paper, and it actually was cutting better, which they mentioned several times, that they're surprised why is it all of a sudden cutting that paper better after being severely abused by their team, right? So if you need something that's not gonna quit on you, if you are some kind of person that's like has some reservations, like, okay, I like this knife, it's in this case it's a Benchmade Crooked River, right? But what if my springs fail, and I cannot like both of them, right? And I cannot replace them on time, I'm gonna be without a knife, This takes that worry out of the equation. What if I get stuck in the woods and there's a world war, I don't know what number it is right now, and I have to like be there for 40 more years, and this is only one knife I can use. Get the Gerber Strongarm, and that takes the worry out of that equation. It's an iconic product at this time, not because it's an iconic because it was introduced in 2017, but it was made by a company that came about in 1939, started doing these knives about in the same form and factor as this in 1987, and came gradually about to offer you this product today. So what I really like specifically about this one is it's got rubberized handle, and it's got diamond pattern, and it sits really strongly in your hand. It's not going anywhere. If you just apply some pressure here, it's like not a lot. It already doesn't move. Like I barely hold it, barely. Okay, so because like this knife, it will slide out. Like even if you hold it like strong, it will start sliding out. So this doesn't give you confidence, but this gives you. So if you just start holding it, it's not going anywhere. But if you hold it really strong, then you have so much confidence with this in your hand, So it's iconic for a reason. 420HC, never be caught saying that it's an inferior steel unless you wanna look dumb. It's a toughness goat steel, which is just amazing. You cannot break this steel. It will survive anything. So the knife doesn't come just on its own. It comes with a sheath, and there's a lot of thought that's going in the sheath. Of course, the sheath is plastic, but it's got this moly system over here, which has a lot of customization. You can use it on your, on your belt. You can use it sideways in like a scout carry, I think that's what it's called. You can use it vertical. You can use it on a backpack with all this thing. You can use one of these to make yourself like a loop, belt loop, And there's other things like there's lots of options here you can do if you just play around with this, and all of that was thoughtfully designed and provided by Gerber, to the immense customer satisfaction of this being 8 years in production and being the best-selling fixed blade from Gerber, right? Now, if you can see, this particular one has a plain edge. They also have ones with serrations over here, and this blade coating, it's like a ceramic black. I'm not exactly sure what it means, but it's pretty tough. It can withstand a lot of abuse, even though when you start using it, you will see it's gonna slowly start coming off. That's not a big problem because 420HC is a stainless steel. Like I said, it's got a rubberized diamond texture grip, which works really, really well. It's got a striking pommel, which is an extension of the full tang that goes from the very edge to the very back of the knife. It's got all this nylon webbing with the moly compatibility, right? You can do a drop leg carry, you can do some secondary positions, like you can play around with that. It's got some detachable belt hoops for horizontal belt carry. And of course, it's made in USA, and it's got a limited lifetime USA warranty. And that's what I really, really like. And that's one of the reasons why I went online and I wanted to read about Gerber guarantee. Because for me it's important, like if I'm gonna buy an American knife, I want to make sure that, and I'm having some tea, it's good for my voice. I want to make sure that it comes with this American warranty. Like, not all warranties are made equal, but when you buy an American knife, you hope that it's got that nice American warranty. Like, I had a really good experience with Benchmade warranty already several times. I get amazing experience with Buck warranty, Buck knives, but I had abysmal, just horrible experience with Kershaw warranty. Kershaw knives, I'm never gonna recommend them just because of their warranty. It doesn't matter that the knives are good. I think the warranty is part of what you're buying here. So I went online. This was important to me. According to Gerber, they say, we guarantee everything we make because we know you seek value and durability in the gear you choose to carry, right? So this is guaranteed for life. They do mention that it's for the if you live in the United States or like some other, like maybe Canada or something, then it's for life. And if you're somewhere else, anywhere else in the world, it's for 25 years, as long as you're the original owner. So that does sound fishy, like the original owner, right? However, I went online and I tried to submit a form, submit a warranty over there, and they don't really ask you, if you're the original owner there. They hope that you are, but they're not gonna check or anything like that. So as far as that goes, you shouldn't worry about that. So you can submit the warranty, which I tried to do, even though I didn't need anything. So, and you will receive an email response with your number. Of course, all this is gonna be depending on, like I didn't do it, I just researched it, but If you have done this, if you've gone through Gerber warranty, please let me know how it works. I think it's very important, and it's part of what you buy. That's why you want to pay $99 for this knife, right? Because if you go online, you can buy, you can find this knife. It's gonna look like this, but it's gonna be about $20, you know, and then you're gonna try to, you know, bend it. It's gonna bend right here, it's gonna break, and then you realize it doesn't have any warranty because it's a Chinese copy. It doesn't have 420 HC, it has something else. It's poorly made, it's not gonna stand the test of time, but you did save $70 or maybe less, depending on where you want to buy it. So yeah, I suggest you go to gerbergear.com or to Amazon, to trusted sources, trusted stores, you know, and buy yourself a knife for the full price, get it customized with your name, and then not just you're gonna receive a good product, but you're gonna receive a good product that's covered with the lifetime warranty, right? So average response time is 25 to 30 days, which is pretty good for considering it's a big company. It may be longer depending on the current number of claims and product availability. So so warranty in North America, it's limited lifetime, right? So it's for a lifetime if it's North America. North America, as far as we know, it's Canada, United States, and Mexico, right? And then a 25-year limited warranty outside of North America. So they wanted to be free of defects in material and workmanship for as long as the original consumer owns the product. However, like I said, if you go and you submit a claim, they don't really check if you are the original consumer. The processing time can take up to 6 to 7 weeks as we carry out a throughout fair assessment. We will keep you updated. So anyway, yeah, just on paper, everything is checking out very good for Gerber. I really like that thing, you know, that you're getting this amazing warranty when you buy this product, and that's actually the reason to do this. So in summation, I like it. You know, it all comes down to whether you like it or not. You know, if you go online and you want yourself a survival knife, you will just look through different options, and one of them will be this Gerber Strongarm, you know, and you're gonna think, oh, this looks nice. And it does. You know, it's a good design. It looks nice. It weighs nice. It feels nice. It's gonna wear nicely. You know, it's gonna work for you. It's gonna do the things you need to do. You know, it's a good working, hard working knife from Gerber. It's a best-selling fixed knife from Gerber for a very good reason. All right. So that's about all I can say about this. Thank you guys for watching.